like I went through a lot of tribulations, bro. You know what I mean? My shows was banned. Police tear gas my events.
Woo! Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Do you think the Sierra Leoneans, they appreciate music, the kind of music that you guys are trying to put out? Because like when you think about a country like, you know, right now maybe like South Africa and Nigeria are probably like the benchmark that most African countries are trying to look at. They actually have a real industry, and it appears that people actually really enjoy what it is that they're doing. All right, and then they push. Do you think Sierra Leoneans actually really appreciate the effort and the work that you guys are putting in to produce these sort of music out?
Well, you know, I'll be very ungrateful to say that Sierra Leoneans don't appreciate us, because like all my albums has been very successful here. You know, like whenever I put out an album, I used to do small arenas. It got bigger to the point where the venues could not hold the crowd no more. So every year I kept growing till we got to the stadium, you know, to where it was stadium capacity now. So I gotta say much love to my fans. They've been very loyal to me. They've been supporting me from the start. But it got to a point where, you know, I realized that there's nothing for me to prove no more in Sierra Leone. I've won battles. You know what I mean? I've proven everything. When I started, hip-hop music was not the most known music in Sierra Leone. They got the local music here that was hot then. You know, like I went through a lot of tribulations, bro. You know what I mean? My shows was banned. Police tear gas my events. I had car accidents. One time I remember I was in a place called Kono. The hotel I was staying caught fire, bro. So it's like the track record and the things that I've been through. This is why you see all the fans on the internet going crazy, because they understand my story. They know what I've been through, you know, and they see that I'm resilient, you know, like I'm not weak. I'm strong enough to keep going, you know. So I give them, I tip my hat off to the fans, man. They've been very loyal and supportive. It's just that there's not much they can do. You know what I mean? They're limited. You know, it's only 7 million of us, you know, but you see they're battling Nigerians, they're battling South Africans, Kenyans, South Africans on the net. They're going ham, you know what I mean?
The fans are crazy. They love the shit out of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing bad about you without them coming from my neck. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Word up, man.
If you need war, if you need to go to war, man, just hit them up. They're just gonna be there for you, man. Hey, but like let's
like, that goes from the internet. You know, they learn that from here on the streets too. It's serious here. Black Leo, I like that.
So let's talk about, like, I guess the journey so far. Like, I mean, I know you already talked about a bit of the struggle, but I did have a question here, to, you know, for you to tell us about the struggle and how far you coming along, and then, you know, some of, you know, the struggles and the people who inspired you to become who you are. When I do hear your music, I hear a lot of influence from Biggie. I hear a lot of influence from even Jay-Z. Some Nas in there, but definitely I see a lot of Rockefeller and Biggie in your rap style, and even the way in which you deliver your punchlines and shit like that. You know what I mean? So just tell us like some of the struggles and some of the inspirations and stuff like that.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, I hear a lot of people say Kao Denero is old school sometimes. I can't lie, I'm stuck in the 90s, man. You know what I mean? I love the era, like the 90s, man. Like when hip hop was real, you know what I mean? When we had cats like, you know what I mean, Daz Effects. You have groups like that. You have CL Smooth. You have Death Row. You have, of course, Bad Boy. So these are the rappers that grew me. Big L, you know what I mean? Cameron, Dipset. These are the rappers that I remember buying mixtapes, you know what I mean? Just vibing to mixtapes from the 90s. Like, you know, when I started rapping, I grew up in Philly, Sierra Leone and Philly. But like, I used to get mixtapes, all those eras, man. Beanie Siegel from Philly, you know? So these are the rappers that grew me, man. The rappers that's real lyricists, you know, and that lived about their lyrics too. You know what I mean? That don't just fake the funk. So I would say that, yeah. So I'm stuck in the 90s, and that's great music. You know, not to down talk the new age, the new rappers that's coming out, but I feel like, you know, you remember when you used to just listen to Nas do an interview, man, not even rapping, you die laughing. He's a superstar, you can tell, right? You can just tell when you listen to Cameron speak.
I'm telling you,
You
man,
can tell.
I can't listen to rap music no more, man. Like I'm doing this shit for fun because it's like, yo, I miss this shit. It's like people don't do rap no more. And you know that's a question I got for you too. I don't know what the hell happened.
Bro, sorry, man. Internet going on and off.
It's all good. So yeah, so you talk about Beanie Siegel, Beanie Siegel, and what now?
Yeah, so I was saying that I'm stuck in the '90s, bro. The true essence of hip hop. You know, when hip hop was real. You know what I mean? When people lived the lyrics and like, you know what I mean? That is like the era that grew me to what I've become. You know what I mean? So I have to stick to that. I have to stick to my guns. But that doesn't mean that, you know, I don't evolve.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm an artist that always evolve. You know, that's why I've been on top for so long in Sierra Leone, because I check the new trend, I check what's hot, what's going on in the present day, you know, and you know what I mean, I blend it in. But I feel like a lot of people like myself are yearning for that real hip hop, you know what I mean? Like I just don't want to be next man, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I want to stand out. So you feel like me sticking to the true essence of hip hop when it was real and bringing that music back and reminding people of how things should be, that's gonna make me stand out. You know, that's why you see me doing what I'm doing. You hear me doing what I'm doing. Even though they call it old school, but I do it on purpose. You know what I mean?
That's your style, man. Hey, and listen, man, everybody gotta, identify their own style and shit like that, and that's what it is. Let me move on, man. Let me move on and then see what else people were talking, man. You know. So what part of Philly did you live, man? You know, I actually I grew up in Jersey and shit like that. So Philly's like right around the way.
Yeah, I used to be around Southwest Philly, bro. Like yeah, Southwest Philly, the ruggedest part, Woodland Avenue, you know what I mean? Like the mud, like the ghetto of the ghetto. But then after, you know what I mean, I start having my own family. I moved to the Northeast and then later Atlanta. You know
Hey,
what I mean? The North
man got rich, man. He's like, nah, bro.
started getting a little better. I had to leave the hood. So I bounced to, you know what I mean? But I have great memories of Philly, man. Local beefs in the hood, growing up in the Sierra Leone community with the Liberians. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bucky Raw from Liberia. He grew up in Philly too, you know? And we from the same hood. You know?
Nice. Nice. Somebody hit me up by his song the other day. I reacted to it. That shit was nice, man. He nice. He nice.
Yeah. Bucky gets it in, man.
Actually, there's a question here. The question is two parts question. Somebody said, do you get offended when people criticize your work? And then also they ask about your engineering and mastering of your song. Do you think like that is the best they can get? Or is there an opportunity or an area of improvement there?
I got the first question about if I get offended when they criticize my song. What is the next one? The second one?
Part was like the engineering of your music. They felt like sometimes like the mastering can be better. So do you get offended when people tell you that kind of stuff, or have you been looking at how you... Oh, and there's also a third part to that question. And somebody also mentioned about your producer Tete, some old school producer that you used to be with. And then do you plan to get back with that person? So it's almost like a three-part question. So take it over.
Well, the first answer to the question is I never get offended when people criticize my music. What I do is I learn from it. You know what I mean? I always listen. I'm open to criticism. That's why I listen to the reactors. You know what I mean? I know where I need to better myself on. You know what I mean? What I need to work strong and get better on. You know what I mean? So it never really offend. I don't feel offended when somebody criticizes my music. You know, like I'm very open. Can you imagine somebody that's been through so much beefs in the game? Like every year, there used to be a battle that I'm confronted with. You know, every rapper in Sierra Leone that became strong attacked Kao Denero one time. So when they come with the criticism. They come and attack me with the weaknesses. So, you know, I tend to take that and shake it off and try to get better. You know what I mean? And I fix things as I get on. With regards to the mastering of my music, you know, I know it can be better. You know, I know like there's room for improvement. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm working with an engineer in Atlanta. His name is Kingsbury. You know, he's a very sound guy. He works at the radio in Atlanta over there. You know, he's an A-list engineer guy. This guy's worked with Jagged Edge. He's worked with Goody Mob. He's worked with a lot of A-list artists in Atlanta. And he mixes and masters most of my songs. You know, some of them I mix here locally when I'm here. I'm working with young guys that's coming up, that's mixing and mastering. But I believe Nigeria and Ghana, they believe that, you know, if it's not done in their spot, it's not better. People have this mentality in Africa, like, if it's not done in Nigeria, it's not better enough. You know what I mean? It's not good enough. With regards to Tete is one of the producers I worked with. I think we did an old album together. It was one of my old albums called The New Beginning. You know, there was a time where, you know, in the Salon music game, most of the guys, like the producers that became top-notch producers, I introduced them. I brought them out. You know what I mean? I gave them a shot. So we worked on the whole project. The album was hot, you know, but what happened was, you know, another rapper that was like kind of attacking me started working with him. It's like, I'm the blueprint. I show these guys who to work with. Once they see me work with somebody, now they want to work with that person. So what happens is, once I realize that they're working with that person, I back off. And once I back off, they don't get the glow no more. They don't get the shine no more. That's what happened to Tete. You know, but respect to him. I wish him well in whatever he's doing. He's based out there in Virginia or so, in VA in Alexandria. I hope he's doing good. He's a solid producer. He gave me some hits from back in the days. But I haven't heard nothing new from him recently.
Yeah, they're calling for him. I'm like, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but I'm gonna ask you anyways.
Hey, yo, what up? What up? It's your boy, man. I'm Kao Denero. I'm rocking with you, DKA Entertainment. You already know what it is, man. Let's get it popping.
That's it, man. Hey, y'all heard him, man. Y'all heard him, man. That's your king, Mr. Kiss the Throne, Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. Rap Extinguisher, Mr. whatever the fuck you wanna call him, man. Mr. I Rep the Hood, yo. Come on, man.